Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a review and demonstration on this new amazing product. I'm so excited to show it to you just because after featuring my foundation routine with the Temp 2, lots of you guys sent me messages asking if there were any cheaper alternatives out there that still gave great results. The product I'm going to be showing you today is the Luminess Air. This is the packaging that it comes in. The company did send me this product, however, that doesn't change my view on it. As always, I want to share nothing but my honest and truthful opinions with you guys. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Basically, your product comes just like this in this nice little box. With it, obviously, you get the system foundations. It does come with a pamphlet, so if you've never used Airbrush makeup, this is definitely helpful. It gives you all kinds of tips, things you should and shouldn't do, things you should avoid, how to clean the system and everything. It also comes with a DVD, so I know lots of people, when you get your product, you're so excited to use it and you just want to jump on in. Definitely read over this and watch the DVD. The DVD is extremely short, but it does give you a lot of tips on how to use it. So if you do purchase this, definitely look through the pamphlet and the DVD. It's not going to kill you. So I believe the system I got is the Pro one. I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure it is because mine does have 3 speeds on the compressor. However, the systems do start off at $169.95. Now for Airbrush makeup, I know you're thinking that sounds expensive, but for Airbrush makeup, that is a really good price. If you've never used Airbrush makeup, I suggest, even if you have a Sephora near you, a Dillard's, anywhere that they have another brand, just to try out so you can get the feel for it. You'll definitely fall in love. It saves so much time for blending in the morning. You're not sitting there buffing your foundation in. It blends in. It gives you such a natural finish. You can go from light coverage to full coverage, and it's pretty much foolproof. I mean, I guess the most awkward thing is just getting used to controlling. So now the system that I received comes in this little kit, which I think is awesome. Basically, you can take all your foundations and your eyeshadows and store them here in the actual compressor. This saves a ton of counter space or vanity space. Plus, it's really cute and it's great for travel. Another thing that's really cool about this is that it helps kind of decorate your vanity. You can place the compressor in and pull the stylus right through here, so nothing really stays visible. All you have to do is tuck the cords back in. So I don't know, I think this is really nice. So now to the actual system. This is the compressor right here. It comes in white. I believe they are available in black as well. And the Luminess logo is this little butterfly. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but it's a little butterfly embossed on here. So you have your on and off switch. Mine comes with 3 different speeds, so it has a high, medium, and low. And then you have your little hole to place your stylus right in. So it looks just like that. Once again, it is really small, so it does save space. Now, all you need is the compressor, the stylus, and then the actual adapter that goes into the wall. So now the foundations that come with the system look just like this. Basically, you get 4 foundations. So whether you're fair, medium, or dark, you go by that. And what you do is color match. So the foundations come like this. You shake them up just because the product is going to separate. It has a little dropper like this, and you drop it right into the bucket of the stylus, and it flows straight down. Now this machine is a constant airflow machine, so you will feel constant air coming out. However, no makeup comes until you pull the trigger back, which I think is helpful. So you can go ahead and feel for the airflow, you know, just to see how the placement is, how wide the airflow comes out. So it kind of allows a little practice run before you actually apply the foundation. Now the first thing I did is I took all 4 foundations and I put a drop in, and I kind of did swatches on my face. So you do 4 little swatch marks. Whichever blends the best in is the foundation you use. However, if you don't feel like one of the 4 is the perfect match, you just blend 2 together, 2 or 3, however many it takes to get the perfect skin color. However, I feel like the color range they gave you for the skin tones is pretty good. I felt like 3 matched me perfectly. However, I did mix 3 and 4 just to kind of get a better shade. So once again, you get the 4 foundations with the kit. Another thing that's really helpful is if you're used to the MAC foundations where they're NC, NW, all the even number foundations have more of pink undertones. So shade 4 would be a pink undertone, and then all the odd numbers are going to be yellow or olive undertones. So 5 would be one of those. So even just looking at it, you can definitely tell. I think that makes it more helpful as well. And some people aren't exactly pink or yellow. Mix the 2 together and you have your perfect skin tone. Now what else came in my kit is the primer and moisturizer. So obviously after you do your color swatches, cleanse your face, you know, get some toner on it, start with a clean fresh canvas. Then you're going to apply your moisturizer and your primer all over. I personally like this. I have dry to normal skin, if that's helpful. I definitely want to try this on a friend or a family member with oily skin just to see how it works out. I do know that they do sell their foundations in matte formulas as well. So if you're really oily, that might be a better option for you. So after you do your color match, you go ahead and you apply your primer and moisturizer all over. I like to let that soak in just like any other moisturizer. It probably wouldn't hurt if you applied your foundation right after, just because since it does come out in such a fine mist, your skin does absorb it pretty quickly. However, I like to just go ahead and let it soak in for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Now after that is when you're going to go ahead and get your foundation match, apply it into the bucket, go ahead and do that test run with just the airflow, and then pull the trigger back. Now if you look closely on here, there's 3 lines. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Right here, there's 3 little sketch marks. So what you want to do is don't go any further than the second. Kind of stay between the first and the second lines. If you go past the third, that's when you're going to end up with blotches and just huge globs of foundation. I think the only reason they made that is for the cleaning purposes. When you're doing the foundation, the blush, and the bronzer, just stick between those 2 sketch marks. I think Luminess went really far into keeping their products detailed and unique. You saw the butterfly and the compressor. On the actual stylus, you see Luminess and butterflies. Then it says Technique. So yeah, that's cute, just extra added detail. Now as for the stylus, you hold it just like you would a pencil. So I hold mine like this. It's very comfortable, it's thin, so you don't have anything bulky in your hand. Like I said, pull back to the second trigger, or no further than the second trigger, and go ahead and apply your foundation. Now with this, you want to keep the stylus in a constant motion. So you don't want to do stop and go, because that's how you're going to end up with just blotches of foundation. So just like you would a brush, just keep on blending. That's how you're going to end up with the most even and airbrushed finish. So once you do your foundation, you're going to go ahead and take your cleansing bottle. Now it says for best results, you should fill a third of it with water and then the other 2/3 with alcohol. Just shake, mix the solution together, and then you open this, you do the couple drops in, and what I do is I turn the compressor onto the full speed. Even if you have the one touch button, either or is fine. Personally, I feel like I use low and medium the most anyways, so I feel like the one touch compressor would be the perfect amount of pressure. So then I get a paper towel or a towel and I pull the applicator completely back to the third line. It gives a full blast and just gets all the water, just gets all the foundation or any other residue in there. And then after that, I'll grab a cotton swab and clean the gravity bucket out. So once you have that, you can do bronzer first or blush, highlight, however you choose to do it. However, the first product I use after my foundation is my blush, and the blush I received is Tulip 3N. In the demonstration, you'll be able to see the color. This is one product I definitely have to rave about. I absolutely love the blush. I don't know what it is about it, but it's long wearing. I've never had a blush this pigmented that has lasted all day. Now keep in mind, I have tried NARS blush. I have my Temp2 blush that I recently purchased, which I think I will be returning just because I love this blush so much. So just like all the other products, it does come in a little bottle like this. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's really flattering. It gives really nice warmth to your cheeks. I feel like it'd be perfect in the summer or the fall. So then after that, once again, you clean the stylus out. I guess you really wouldn't have to, but personally, I'd rather have the colors that are true to the bottle. You don't want something that's going to be mixed bronze and blush and use that for your bronzer. So here's the bronzer. I love the bronzer as well. So the bronzer is just a really pretty metallic-y bronze color. Once again, clean it out again. I know it sounds like it's a lot of work, but honestly, this takes 2 seconds. Pour the water in, squeeze the trigger back, and blast the water through, and it's clean. So then the final step is applying the highlight. Now, I believe they call it brightening. Yeah, they just call it Airbrush Glow G1. So I just applied about 2 drops of this, applied this to the points of my cheekbones and down the bridge of my nose, and this was the final look that I got, and I must say I absolutely love it. It's definitely up there with the Temp2. Each have kind of their own benefits. I felt like this one was definitely more hydrating than my Temp2. Having dry to normal skin, I just felt like the fine mist definitely helped my face hydrated. It didn't dry out throughout the day. The coverage is awesome. It has long lasting power, dry to normal skin. But if you do have oily skin, they do sell foundations in satin and matte formula, so that's really nice. It didn't set my foundation. I liked the dewy finish, but if you are someone who just feels like you have to set it, translucent powder or Luminess also sells their own powder, which is pretty nifty. It comes in a little tube like this. You click the button and it just drops down to the brush, so you could just dust that across your face. I honestly can't find anything negative to say about the product, which kind of, well, actually it's a good thing, but at the same time I'm sure some of you guys are going to be like, oh well, she's just saying that because she got the product. Honestly, I love it. I just feel like the whole concept is great. The fact that you get 4 foundations is a lifesaver. I mean, that keeps you from having to go out and buy a different foundation for the summer, for the fall. So I mean, now the 2 eyeshadows I received are these 2. I just asked for neutral colors, so I got mine in shade 41, which is this really pretty matte chocolate brown. And I used that. I didn't really use much of that today because I kind of wanted to keep a lighter shimmery look. So the eyeshadow that I used was shade 28. This is the shade that I used. This was only my second time using the eyeshadow, so I'm still somewhat getting used to it. I think I did do a pretty good job. I probably could have blended it a little better right out here, but I was kind of in a rush once I got to do my eye makeup because Landon was waking up. But with the stylus and airbrush, the eyeshadow is so easy to blend. My eyes literally took me like less than a minute. I seriously just sprayed some on there. And then one thing that I did do though is take the Brighten Glow and use that as a brow highlight. The whole system itself I feel is foolproof, but there definitely is like a learning curve to it. You know, you have to get used to it. You have to find your technique. So I'm still getting used to the eyeshadow, but the actual application I definitely do like. One thing I will say, you can't apply this eyeshadow on its own. I tried just applying the primer on my eyes and the eyeshadow. I felt like it didn't dry as smooth and it definitely creased throughout the day. So I've been using my Urban Decay Primer Potion or a MAC Paint Pot. Obviously you don't have to use either of those two, but I would definitely recommend using a primer. Other than that, the eyeshadow is awesome. The colors are so pretty. I definitely want to order some of the purples and blues. I know lots of you guys are thinking, you know, $169 for some makeup seems expensive. However, when you think about it, when you're buying all your foundations, your blushes, your bronzers, eyeshadow, and then all the brushes that come with it, you know, you think now obviously there are drugstore options with brushes, but after you're buying all of those different kinds of brushes, you know, you're buying adds up without the makeup. However, with this whole kit, you're getting your foundations, you're getting your blushes, your bronzers, and basically all your essential brushes, because all you're using is this one stylus and it works for everything. I mean, so I hope this video was helpful. Definitely go to their website, luminessair.com, and check it out. Browse their foundations, their eyeshadows. They'll help you kind of do a color match. I think you can submit your picture and they'll contact you back and tell you what shades would be the best for you. So that's great. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and insert the demonstration now. Obviously you want to start off with a clean face and go ahead and pull your hair back. The first thing I'm going to do is going to be using the primer that comes with the kit, so it looks just like this. Just like for the foundations, you want to give it a good shake, right? And I'm just going to probably take about 2 to 3 drops and drop it into the bucket. The compressor is now on and I'm holding the stylus just like a pen, and I'm going to pull the lever back. Now remember, you don't want to press it all the way back, so just the middle setting. Between uses, you do want to clean the stylus. However, that was just the moisturizer. I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation straight in. So before I primed, I did color match. Closest shade match to me was 3, but I'm going to go ahead and mix 2 and 3 together. So here's foundation 3. Once again, place the droplets into the bucket. It is constant airflow. However, makeup doesn't come out of the stylus until you pull the applicator back. So now, once again, holding it like a pen, I'm going to pull back and just go in small circles. You could do circles or sweeping motions, but the biggest thing is to keep the stylus moving. You want to work in layers, so obviously you don't want to do one thick layer at first. Just kind of start with one layer. If you feel like you need more, go ahead and add more. So just like regular foundation, you do want to blend down your neck. Okay, and I'm pretty happy with that coverage. If you do feel like you want more, go ahead and let the first layer dry. Don't apply more and more while it's wet. So as you can see, I worked with the layers that I wanted to. I'm pretty happy with this coverage. Obviously, I do have this blemish here, but I can go back with concealer and fix that. As you can see, that gives really good coverage. Obviously, like I said, if you feel like you need more full coverage, you can go back and add more. Just like any other foundation, you do want to blend down your neck. Make sure you blend everywhere. Foundation is applied. The next step is to apply blush. The blush that I'm going to be using today is Tulip 3N, so it looks just like this. Once again, shake it up. Apply about 2 drops into the bucket, but this time I'm going to change the compressor to the low setting. So applied 2 drops now, just like regular blush. I'm going to apply this to the apples of my cheek, and I'm going to slowly blend upwards. So as you can see, that's already adds some warmth to my face. I love the color. Now, just like in any other foundation routine, the next thing I'm going to do is apply bronzer. So the bronzer they have is a really pretty shimmery kind of metallic-y bronzer. Okay, and once again on the low setting, I'm going to apply this under my blush into the hollows of my cheeks. Onto my hairline as well. In the face routine, it's applying the highlight. So this is the brightening and glow. Be sure to wash out the bucket in between because you don't want your bronzer mixing with the highlight. Otherwise, you're not going to get the true shade. So I am washing the bucket. However, I don't feel the need to show it between every clip. Highlight, once again, hold it like a pencil, and I'm going to apply this onto the tops of my cheekbones. Also apply it down the bridge of my nose, on my Cupid's bow. Kind of curve it around your eye. You could definitely apply this on your brow bone as a highlight as well. Alright, so there you go. You get the perfect airbrush finish. A couple days ago, I did wear this foundation out. I was out for about 8 to 10 hours. I did feel that my foundation stayed in place without setting it. The only thing that I felt like did wear off was the highlighter. I felt like that actually wore off pretty quickly. I'd say within 2 to 3 hours. However, my foundation, my bronzer, and my blush stayed in place. I've never used another blush, whether it be powder, cream, my Temp 2 blush. I just haven't noticed. So this blush in Tulip is definitely my favorite. I adore it. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!